Hello, everybody, and welcome to our live presentation of the flights and pools for US Quidditch Cup 12. My name is Sarah Woolsey. I'm the Executive Director of US Quidditch, and what we're going to do today is go through the gameplay formats for the two divisions at US Quidditch Cup 12, which is taking place April 13th and 14th in Round Rock, Texas. And then we will go through the community pools for that event, as well as the collegiate flights. So again, we'll go into detail on how each division is structured. We will also be posting an article at the conclusion of this presentation by about 10 p.m. Eastern tonight that will explain all of the formats in extensive detail, and we'll also have a listing of all of the pools and flights. So we will be talking through them as well as displaying them on this screen during this presentation, but as well you'll be able to follow along on that. First, before we jump right into the presentation, I want to introduce the members of the US Quidditch Gameplay Department. USQ has a gameplay department that works year-round to help on a variety of gameplay-related tasks. The team determines the format for all of our events. They help to determine our gameplay policies and review those policies annually. They help to adjudicate any of those policies and just overall assist with the gameplay in the league. And so I do want to take a moment to recognize everyone and to introduce who everyone is in case you're not familiar. So just going in alphabetical order, David Pastula is a member of our gameplay team. If you're going to be on site at US Quidditch Cup 12, you'll see David there because he is our on-site gameplay coordinator for nationals. We also have Emily Hickmott, who is also a gameplay coordinator. Harry Greenhouse is on the call as well. Martin Pine is a gameplay coordinator who's not able to join us this evening. And then Matt Melton is also a gameplay coordinator on this call, and Sarah Nealing. So in total, we have 6 gameplay coordinators that all work together around the year, all work on the event and to make it a success. And we all look forward to being able to share with you this evening the work we've been doing and just the information. We're all very excited for the competition this coming weekend. So without further ado, we're going to switch into the gameplay formats portion of the presentation. So again, what we're going to do is we're going to go over the community format, then we'll go over the collegiate format, and then we'll go over the community pool draw, and then the collegiate flights. So I would like to turn it over now to Matt, who will walk through the format for the community division.
Hi, everyone. So similar to last year, community division will have 4 pools of 6 teams each. The teams will compete in 5 pool play games, with 4 played on Saturday, followed by that 1 game on Sunday where all community teams will play at the same time. It'll be a 12-team single elimination bracket after that. The top 3 teams from each of the 4 pools will advance, and then the bracket position of each team that advances will be predetermined based on the team's pool and placement within their pool. So the way it's going to work is the bracket is going to be, we'll have W, X, Y, or Z, and the bracket will show you in a minute. The top seed will be deemed W1, and then their W2 and W3 will be the second and the third teams from that bracket, or I'm sorry, from that pool, and then they will all seed the bracket that way. And I believe that's everything for the community pool. Yep.
So turning over and looking at our collegiate division, we're going to have 60 teams competing this year. Originally had 64, but some had to be reduced due to numbers. This is going to once again be a Swiss-style tournament, meaning that teams will be competing in 4 different flights, and each team will be playing 4 games, all of them taking place on Saturday. 2 flights will have 16 teams, and 2 flights will only have 14 teams. Teams will also only be competing against other teams in their same flight. After the Saturday, we're going to have a 44-team bracket on Sunday. To get to the bracket round, you need to end Saturday with either a 4-0, 3-1, or 2-2 record to move on to bracket play. If fewer than 44 teams have at least 2 wins, then the highest seed in the bracket play-in game will receive a bye in that play-in round. So then we will have a play-in followed by the 32-team single elimination tournament. Due to this being a Swiss tournament, we are going to adjust the tiebreakers that are being used on site for this college division. So teams with the same record are first compared based on strength of victory, followed by strength of schedule. Strength of victory is calculated by the average win percentage of the opponents that team did beat. Strength of schedule will be calculated based on the average win percentage of all the teams that an opponent faces. When calculating the win percentage of your opponent's games against your team, or the games against your team are removed from that calculation. Finally, it's the regular tiebreakers, which goes record before snitch catch, followed by quaffle points against, quaffle points for, snitch catch percentage, and then if needed, a randomized coin flip. So now we're going to start looking at our community draw. So we had 24 teams that were put into a ranked list based on USQ standings. Then we divided them into 6 pots by seed. Each pool only has 1 team randomly drawn from each pot. We will read the pot 1 team first in each pool, followed by pot 6, pot 5, and so on.
All right, starting out for pot 1. In pool A, we're going to have Texas Cavalry. In pool B, we're going to have Quidditch Club Boston. Pool C is going to be the Warriors. And then in pool D, we're going to have the Texas Hill Country Heat.
All right, so starting with pool pot 6. In pool A, District of Columbia of Quidditch Club will be there. In pool B, the Fighting Farmers of America. In pool C, the Atlantic Dragons. And in pool D, Houston Cosmos Quidditch Club. For pot 5, pool A will have the Rogues. Pool B will have Silicon Valley Vipers. Pool C will have Philadelphia Freedom Quidditch Club. And pool D will have Southern Storm. For pot 4, in pool A, you'll have Rochester Hailstorm. In pool B, you will have Carnage Quidditch. In pool C, you will have the Lost Boys. And in pool D, you will have the Long Beach Funky Quaffles.
All right, coming back up to pot 3. In pool A, it's going to be the Rain City Raptors. Pool B is going to have Lone Star Quidditch Club. Pool C is going to have the Bay Area Breakers. And in pool D is the Twin Cities Quidditch Club. And to finish out the pools with pot 2, in pool A, it's Terminus Quidditch Atlanta. Pool B is the Bosnian Bear Sharks. Pool C has Boom Train, and pool D has the Los Angeles Gambit.
All right, looking now at the collegiate draw. So the original ranked list of teams was divided into 15 pots by seed, and each flight had 1 team randomly drawn from each pot. However, with an uneven number of teams, we had to make a slight adjustment. Flights B and D are only having 14 teams, while A and C have 16 teams. As such, no team was drawn from pot 8 for either flight B or D. Flight A and C each drew 2 teams from pot 8. We will begin with the first round matchups for each flight.
I will be reading the first round matchups for each flight, starting with Flight A with the game starting at 9 a.m. The number 1 seed Miami University of Ohio Quidditch Club will be taking on the number 16 seed University of South Florida Quidditch. The 2-seeded New York University of Quidditch will be playing the University of Northern Colorado. The 3-seed University of Rochester Thestrals will be playing Lock Haven University Quidditch. The 4-seed Cal Quidditch will be taking on the Illinois State University Firebirds. The 5-seed Texas A&M Quidditch will be playing the 12-seeded Harvard Horntails. The 6 seed Minnesota Quidditch will be playing the 11 seed Richmond Quidditch. The 7 seed James Madison University Quidditch will be taking on Bowling Green State University. And finishing Flight A, the 8 seed Anteater Quidditch will be playing the 9 seed Quidditch Club of Virginia Tech. Now moving on to Flight B with the games at 9:45 a.m. The number 1 seed of Flight B is Kansas Quidditch, and they will take on the 14 seed Bobcat Quidditch. The 2-seeded Mizzou Quidditch will be playing the 13 seed Appalachian State Quidditch. The 3 seed will be Central Michigan Quidditch Club. They will be playing the 12 seed Southern Illinois University. The 4 seed Utah State Quidditch Club will be playing the 11 Macaulay's Honor College Marauders. The 5 seed University of California, Los Angeles, who will be playing the 10 seed RIT Darkmarks. The 6 seed Nearly Headless Knights will be playing the 9 seed Ball State Cardinals. And the final game of Flight B is the 7 seed Creighton Quidditch taking on the 8 seed Austin Quidditch.
So playing at 10:30 will be Flight C, starting with out of the Mid-Atlantic Conference, Maryland Quidditch versus Iowa Quidditch Club. Next will be the defending national runner-ups, Texas Quidditch versus Brandeis Quidditch. Next is the 3 seed Ohio University Quidditch Club versus the Raptor Quidditch at the University of Utah. Followed by, at number 4 seed, Tufts University Tufflepuffs versus Duke University Quidditch. Next, out of Michigan, the Grand Valley Quidditch versus the Florida Gulf Coast Quidditch in your 5 versus 12 matchup. Followed by University of Florida Quidditch Club versus Middlebury College Quidditch. Next is Baylor University out of Texas versus Arizona State. And lastly, UTSA Club Quidditch versus SIUE Quidditch Club to round out Flight C. For Flight D, which will begin at 11:15 a.m., we'll see Virginia Quidditch Club versus the 13 seed, the Silver Phoenix. Next is the Michigan Quidditch team versus Rutgers University Quidditch. At the 3 seed, RPI Quidditch will be taking on Texas Tech Quidditch Club. At number 4, Texas State University will be taking on the Illini Ridgebacks Quidditch. Next is Penn State Quidditch versus Syracuse Snare Quidditch Club. And then your 6 versus 9 matchup will be the Gamecock Quidditch versus Michigan State Quidditch. And lastly, rounding out Flight D is Boston University Quidditch versus Florida State Quidditch.
Thank you very much. So as we said at the beginning of the call, we will be posting an article shortly this evening that will outline a lot of important information. It'll review the gameplay formats we just talked about. It'll have the list of the pools and flights that we just drew. And then it will also have some of the additional schedule information. If you have any questions, always feel free to reach out to us. As on behalf of everybody on the gameplay department, we are always happy to answer any questions. Our email is very simple. It's just gameplay@usquidditch.org, which we'll also include in the article. But thank you very much for joining us this evening, and we can't wait to see you in Round Rock in 2 weeks. Thank you and have a great night.